Hey guys, this is Andreas from Nothing But Tablets, and I just found an awesome app that I wanted to share with you guys. It's an app that's only been downloaded according to Google Play over 10,000 times, which isn't much in terms of Android app distribution. So it's an app that I haven't heard about before. So hopefully this is going to be news to a lot of you because it's actually great news. It's one of the most awesome apps I've seen in a long time. It's called Circle. No, it's not called Circle Launcher. It's called Wave Launcher, and what it is basically a launcher that adds itself as a layer above your entire operating system instead of actually replacing the home screen. So if that didn't make any sense at all, let me just go randomly into the web browser, which is somewhere in the OS that isn't the home screen. And the way I've set it up right now is if I just sort of grab the area right above my status bar and pull up, this is going to happen. And I've added 4 widgets here, and I have one free spot. I can actually change how many spots there are, and all these 4 are widgets, but they can also be actions and icons, basically application shortcuts. And actions being, well, I've explained that before, but basically is some sort of shortcut that does something other than open an app. So the thing about a wave launcher is that you could just scroll over these and actually didn't just lose my grip, so to speak, and actually sort of preview different widgets. So right here I have power amp controls. I have a weather widget and a clock, audible controls, audiobook player, and I have my um, upcoming TV shows. So if I want to sort of have this one permanently, I just let it go, and then it opens up sort of on top of everything else. So you can see this little X where I can use that to just exit and use something else. So I've added some. I actually installed this on my phone uh, because that's where I'm going to use it, I think. Um, but since I can't record the screen on that one, I'm doing it here as well. So the reason why I chose the widget that I did on my phone, which mostly included the power amp and the audible widgets, is that I don't like having these playback control widgets on my home screen because first of all, I need several of them in order to control all the apps I have, and second of all, I don't like having widgets that I use very rarely. So I don't really listen to a lot of media on my device. They're awesome widgets to have when I do, but not when I don't. So when I have like this, I can be in basically any part of the operating system and just bring up some playback controls right away. But of course, that's just part of what you can do with this. You could, for instance, put your email in there, or another thing I did on my phone was I put my task list so that if I'm um, on the internet and suddenly realize I need to do something, I don't actually have to leave the browser and go back. I can just open the task list widget right there in the app. So let's go into configuration for this app. Again, it's called Wave Launcher. It's I think it was $2 in Google Play. So this is the configuration screen. You have quite a few different options there. Edit Wave is basically where you're going to go in order to choose what appears down on the Wave Launcher. So you have 4 icons down here up on the top right corner. You have application shortcuts. Um, you have actions, or sort of depends on what you like to call them. You have widgets, which is going to bring up the widget choosing screen. Um, and lastly, you have app drawer, which is basically just folders, I think. I haven't actually used that one much, but I know that you can actually have folders here as well, so you can have up to 120 of these icons and widgets in this launcher. If you go back, just go into edit colors. That's basically the setting to decide how this launcher is going, how the wave and the text and everything is going to look. So I have actually mine set to black and then mostly transparent. In settings you find a lot of useful things, basically things like enable on startup, close notification bar, which basically means that on Android versions which have the pull down notification list, the default position for the gesture area where you need to sort of grab it and start pulling is the red bar down on the bottom, as you can see right now, and that's actually going to interfere with this sort of the slider thing in the notification area on some Android versions. So that's just so that you can tap there and it will close the notification bar if it's open. Persistence notification, that's something that a lot of Android apps that are designed to run in the background at all times do. It basically puts an icon down in your notification bar. It's this icon right here. It's going to be there constantly, and what it will do is prohibit Android from closing the app. That's mostly going to be an issue on devices where you either run performance heavy apps or where you have tiny amounts of RAM to begin with, because then Android is going to start closing apps that it think aren't doing anything, even though you're actually using it. So you can turn it off and you can actually make it invisible, which isn't going to make it go away, so you get this weird little gap here, but at least you won't have to see it. You can also make it do different things when you press it. Long press action and long press time, basically this decides what's going to happen if you, instead of just grabbing the gesture area and pulling it upwards, you hold down on it instead. Recents mode, that's something where Wave Launcher sort of takes on the responsibility. So what's on my tablet is this little thing right here, which is the most recently used apps. So the Wave Launcher is going to start displaying recent apps, either instead of or in combination with the widget and applications you put in there yourself. You can also have enable smart regions, which means that it won't show recent apps that are already in the launcher and stuff like that. You have some more customization options in terms of colors, some of the same things that you had before. You also have enable icon transparency, just stuff that's going to make it look a bit more fancy but might affect performance if you have a slow device. Just different things to make it look the way you want. Then you have a very important one, which is the gesture area presets. Basically this one decides where the gesture area is going to be. So you can see the red bar still. This is where I need to start pulling to get the Wave Launcher to open, but you can set that to be just a smaller part of the bottom, or a tiny bit to the left, or, well, you get the idea. You can also set it to have different thicknesses in portrait and landscape. On my phone I actually used it only in portrait mode, and I have it set to 1% of of the screen, but I tried that here as well, and I wasn't actually able to grab it, so that might have to do with touchscreen responsiveness or something like that. So yeah, that's basically it for the settings, the most important ones anyways. You also have some plugins which are, I don't know, it's sort of a weird part of the app because it displayed something completely different on my phone and doesn't seem to be much in there. But this is a really great app if you ask me, because it allows you to add more functionality to your device without actually taking anything away. So you sort of get this secondary launcher that you can hide away somewhere that it doesn't interfere with operation of icons and everything, and then you can just have it right there. So between that, a customized home screen and a customized lock screen, I think you actually customized the device enough at some point. But I really like this, I really do. The only thing I wish that it would have was a better control over how the widgets are going to look, because as you can see in portrait mode on a tablet, 4x4 widgets are going to look rather tiny. Um, so but again, as I said, this is an app that doesn't have many downloads, which is often something I see with some of the most awesome apps out there. So definitely worth $2 if you ask me, and this is an app that I'm going to be using a lot. So that's it for Wave Launcher. You can find it for $2 on Google Play, and thank you for watching.